In childhood, they sold a little girl with beautiful eyes. She decided to become a geisha. Will the little girl be able to avoid the life of a servant? The drama begins with a woman inspecting the girls and only approving the younger one. The older sister was taken away to another woman to be sold out. The mistress of the geisha house assessed the rural girl and noted her unusual blue eyes. Little Chio was locked in a room. She immediately screamed and called for her sister, but another girl told her to be quiet. From her, Chio learned that her family had sold her, and this was now her new home. If she behaved well, she would be made a geisha, a professional one. The girl was washed and dressed. Together with Pumpkin, she was tasked with cleaning the house. Around them were dozens of such houses, and it was unknown in which one her sister was. Hatsumomo, the most skilled and successful geisha in the house, immediately disliked Chio and demanded that she stay away from her room, claiming she reeked of fish. Hatsumomo had a nasty temper, but she brought in a lot of money, paying for their clothes and dinners. The main attribute of a geisha is an expensive silk kimono, which costs a big fortune. The house mistress, whom everyone called Mother, sent the girls to geisha school. Chio wanted to run away and find her sister immediately, but her friend persuaded her to stay. Once, Mother ordered her to clean Hatsumomo's room, and the geisha poured powder on the floor just because Chio had touched it. The spiteful geisha confessed to the girl that her sister had come looking for her, but she had sent her away. Hatsumomo promised to tell her where her sister lived if Chio proved her loyalty first. One day, after getting drunk, Hatsumomo stole a kimono from the best geisha in the city, but neither she nor her friend dared to ruin it. They called Chio over and made her to smear ink on the kimono, then sent her to return it to the owner. Mother saw who had stolen her precious item. Mother beat the thief. That kimono was worth more than Chio herself. Auntie took the stick from her. Hatsumomo told the girl that her sister was being held in one of the brothels in the neighboring district. At night, Chio went out in the pouring rain to find her. In this poor district, women displayed themselves to attract men. Chio managed to find her sister, who had a client at that moment, but she couldn't escape right then. First, she had to steal some money. They agreed to meet at the bridge the next day, and the girl would escape regardless of whether her sister showed up. Chio caught Hatsumomo with her young lover. The geisha kept her affair secret from Mother. The treacherous Hatsumomo accused the girl of theft and told Mother that she planned to escape with her sister. In retaliation, Chio revealed the man Hatsumomo had been with. Enraged, Mother promised that the geisha would never see her lover again, as the doors of the house were now closed. Despite this, Chio managed to escape through the roof. She saw the bridge but suddenly slipped and fell to the ground. The girl was badly hurt, and the doctor charged a lot for her treatment. Chio had become too expensive for Mother. She had ruined the kimono, and there were also the costs of geisha school, food, and train tickets. Her sister didn't wait for her and escaped. She had no close family left. Auntie read a letter to Chio, from which she learned that her sick mother had died, followed by her father. She never heard about her sister again. For disgracing the community, Chio would become a servant, not a geisha, and would work off her debt to Mother for the rest of her life. It seemed there was no hope left. But one day, 12-year-old Chio met a man whom the geishas called the chairman. He treated the sad girl to ice cream and told her she had incredible eyes. In his handkerchief, the kind stranger gave Chio some money. This encounter changed Chio forever. She realized she wanted to become a geisha and would do anything for it. Years passed, and she was still a servant. However, this day is a significant day for Pumpkin, her debut as a geisha. Her friend forgot her musical instrument, so Chio brought it to her and met that man again. All this time, she had kept his handkerchief close to her heart. When Chio turned 15, Mother, the best geisha in the city, visited them. The woman wanted to make Chio her apprentice and offered to cover all her debts for it. It's all because of the kimono. She remembers that she ruined it. Now she wants revenge. Hatsumomo is busy training Pumpkin and has forbidden her from even talking to Chio, as they are now rivals. Chio met the Baron, who mainly supports her. It is a great success for a geisha to find a wealthy patron. Chio apologized for the ruined kimono, but the woman understands that all this is Hatsumomo's doing. Now Mother needs to mold this peasant girl into an irresistible geisha. Finally, the woman revealed her plan. Mother must choose an heir, and the main candidate is Pumpkin, but she is under Hatsumomo's influence. Therefore, Chiyo must inherit the community. Otherwise, all the geishas will suffer. However, Moorhair has only a few months to train the servant. A patron must first be captivated with the soul, not the body, teaches an experienced way. A true geisha becomes one when she can stop a man with just a glance. For the experiment, Chiyo chose a young guy, and the poor fellow fell off his bicycle. Mother realized that Chiyo was ready. She became a Maiko, a geisha apprentice, and received a new name, Sayuri. She serves and will belong to only one man, the chairman. The time for Sayuri's debut came. During her performance, Hatsumomo and Pumpkin entered the room, intending to ruin the rival's debut by pointing out that she was formerly a servant. But Sayuri successfully joked about Hatsumomo's age, making all the men laugh. That night, the geisha attacked the girl and vowed to destroy her. Mother understands that Hatsumomo will put obstacles in her way, so they will work where she can't reach them. They will serve Nobu, who was wounded during the war, so Hatsumomo despises him. Sayuri must take care of Nobu, who is partnered with the chairman, the man of her dreams. Mother took care of the chairman herself. Initially, Nobu was cold to the young geisha, but she managed to charm the man. Returning home, Sayuri immediately found a photograph of the chairman and placed it next to her most cherished item, a handkerchief. The next day, Mother told her apprentice that she must get an appointment with a doctor nicknamed Crab. To do this, the girl had to get rid of her leg. The old doctor appreciated the young geisha's legs, especially her unusual eyes, and began drooling. Then Mother ordered Sayuri to give Nobu a rice cake. He would understand what it meant, but the man first gave her a gift, a comb that belonged to his mother. He had never looked so embarrassed. Hatsumomo approached and boasted about having many clients that day. It was time for Sayuri to act, and she handed Nobu the cake, making him even more embarrassed. It turned out that Mother started an auction for her apprentice's virginity. Mother once sold hers for more than anyone else in the city, for 10,000 yen. The next cake was meant for Dr. Crab, but he refused it. Hatsumomo had visited the doctor and spread rumors that Sayuri sleeps with everyone, including sailors and other workers. Immediately, Pumpkin bragged that Mother was going to adopt her and make her the heir. Mother did not give up. She devised a plan to make her apprentice the most desirable geisha in the city. She arranged for Sayuri to get the leading role in a theater. The performance was attended by the most important and wealthy gentlemen, and Sayuri managed to impress everyone with her vibrant performance. Even Dr. Crab changed his attitude toward her. Mother's patron, the Baron, insisted that the young geisha come to his estate. She could not refuse him. Everyone took pictures with Sayuri as if she was a toy. The chairman approached and thanked her for paying attention to his friend Nobu. The man revealed that Nobu's face was scarred by a grenade during the war. The Baron interrupted them, wanting to give Sayuri a gift. The rich man showed her a very expensive kimono and ordered her to try it on immediately. When the girl refused, he began to punish her. Sayuri was almost naked, but did not yield to the Baron. Mother found out about this and believed that the apprentice had sold her fruit for the kimono. The auction was nearly disrupted, especially as Hatsumomo spread rumors that there was nothing left to pay for. How much did they offer? 20 yen? 30? Sayuri made history. Her fruit was sold for 15,000 yen. Mother then announced that Sayuri would inherit the house, not Pumpkin. Pumpkin was crushed, and Mother chided Hatsumomo, saying the geisha was aging and never had a patron. Sayuri, however, was destined to become a legend and would take Hatsumomo's best room. Sayuri was overjoyed, but Mother had to dampen her spirits by revealing that it was Dr. Crab who bought her fruit. The Baron had offered more, but Mother pitied the girl and didn't accept his bid. "My daughter, now you are a full-fledged geisha," Mother said. When Sayuri entered her room, she found Hatsumomo. The vile woman had discovered the chairman's handkerchief and was about to burn it. A fight broke out between the geishas, and suddenly the room was engulfed in flames. "Save the kimono!" shouted Mother as she rushed in. The crazed Hatsumomo fled at dawn, never to be heard from again. But things weren't much better for the others. They reached Japanese cities, making people to flee their homes to escape constant bombings. The chairman came to save the geishas, sending Mother to one place and Sayuri to another, in the mountains, where Nobu made kimonos. "I will always remember you," the man told the geisha as they parted. For the next 4 years, Sayuri worked hard making kimonos, her hands becoming rough. She forgot her past life as if it were a dream. One day, Nobu arrived. He and the chairman had lost everything, but were still alive. Japan was now under American occupation, and they wanted to rebuild. They needed subsidies, and a legendary geisha could help them with a certain Colonel Derricks, who had seen photos of Sayuri and wanted to meet her. Sayuri couldn't refuse her saviors. In a Japan filled with American soldiers, Sayuri found Mother, who had lost her patron, sold her kimonos, and exchanged her jade combs for food stamps. But she had kept one precious kimono, which she gave to her apprentice. Years later, Sayuri met Pumpkin, who was doing well with American soldiers. Sayuri apologized for being chosen as Mother's heir instead of her friend. "I'd rather eat sand than recall all this," Pumpkin said, assuring her friend she held no grudge. Sayuri convinced her to help charm the American colonel. Thus, Sayuri became a geisha again, but her thoughts were only of seeing the chairman. She met him at the airfield, where Nobu and Colonel Derricks also appeared, along with the ever-cheerful Pumpkin with a bottle of alcohol. The group flew to a resort, where they stripped naked and entered a hot spring. When Derricks was alone with Sayuri, he proposed an intimate encounter, but the geisha refused and fled from the American. Nobu, however, became furious and confessed to Sayuri that she drove him mad. He wanted to be her patron, but Sayuri feared such a fate, as it would mean she could never be with the chairman. Sayuri devised a plan to push Nobu away. She asked Pumpkin to bring him to the pool at 9 o'clock. Sayuri agreed to sleep with the American, so that Nobu would see and back off. But instead of Nobu, Pumpkin brought the chairman. Her friend had remained a worthy disciple of Hatsumomo all these years. Climbing to the top of a cliff, Sayuri threw away the chairman's handkerchief, realizing she was not destined to be with him. One day, a wealthy gentleman wished to meet the geisha, likely Nobu, who had regained his wealth and would probably offer to become Sayuri's patron. But instead, she saw the chairman. He too had wanted to be with Sayuri all these years. It was he who had asked Mother to take her under her wing, but he couldn't get close to her while she was of interest to his friend Nobu, who had saved his life. Now, at last, the man could be with her. Unfortunately, a geisha can only be half a wife, as the chairman, like other patrons, already had a family. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you very soon.